to get us rolling, I am going to turn things over to Matt and Ari, who are joining us from NewsBank. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I think that should allow you to share yours, and then we can have you take it away.
All righty.
Thank you, Jeff. And here comes Matt.
All right. You see my screen okay? All right.
Yes, we can.
All right, great. So what I want to quickly show you today is NewsBank's flagship product, which is Access World News Research Collection. And this is the 2022 version. This resource is made up of over 13,000 sources from around the world. Over 200 countries are represented. It comes in multiple languages, and those are native languages to the content that we receive. It's not using a translator, and covers virtually any topic studied in schools. So example is, we've got a Google-like search bar here. So if I wanted to look up the latest information, for example, on Russia and Ukraine, I can just put in that search, and the database will go out and pull back a massive amount of information, 1.6 million documents, okay? And these documents are in both full text and image editions of newspapers. Okay, you can see here, as a matter of fact, this first document here is actually for March 3rd from Queensland, because we are getting that, they're ahead of schedule with us. So we're getting that before it actually goes to print. Okay, you can filter your data when you do a search. I can sort it by best match. It defaults to newest. I can go to oldest. I can filter my data using the slide bar. So example, I want to go 2010 forward. I can just filter my data that way, and it will apply that date. And again, the importance here is to get to the content. And I can see how this term has trended, and note how 2014 spikes, and we know what happened then, okay? I can put in my own set of dates here if I wish. I could go to a day, a month, a year, a range, okay? I can go to a specific year this way, okay? So a quick example here is, here's my data, sorted newest to oldest. And we can see 241,000 results in 2014, but quickly getting up there in 2022. Okay, so a great way to show students how terms and events trend over time. And then I can also apply a presidential era to it. Okay, we've got different source types available. So you've got audios, blogs, college, university, newspapers, journals, magazines, newsletter, newspaper, news wires, transcripts, video, web-only content. Click on any one of those, you'll sort it down to just that source type, okay? I can go to a specific title if I wish. Source location. So again, because we are 200 countries around the world, I can filter data by continent, country, region, state, province, and city. I'm going to come back to that. Okay. You can filter by reading level. So if this is only for an 8th grade reading level, simply click and you've got your reading level. And then, as I mentioned, you've got multiple languages. So you can see here, although the bulk of my data is in English, okay, we've got a lot of French here. We've got a lot of Spanish and Portuguese. So in total, there's 23 different languages available in this database. If you were to do a search in Spanish, for example, you get your results in Spanish, okay? Now, just to illustrate some of these filters, okay, I am going to filter right here to state, and I will go to Wisconsin. So by doing that, I go from 1.6 million documents down to just over 3,000, okay? And then you'll note here, I can even get very granular. So we can go to a specific city. And in Wisconsin, we're collecting data from 68 cities on this search, okay? So an example there is, if I want to go to Milwaukee, simply click, and that will bring me those results from Milwaukee. And you'll note here, I've got full text article, but we also have a digital image of the Milwaukee Journal that's updated daily. So this is today's newspaper right here, okay? Once I apply my filters and get to the results, I can do an article preview, see if it's what I want. If not, simply close and I can go to the next, okay? If it is what I want, I can open it up. And you'll see here, tools for the users right here. So the user can increase the text size, create a citation automatically, and even export that citation to Noodle Tools, EasyBib, or RefWorks. I can email the information, print it, download it to a PDF from my Google Drive, save it to an internal folder. This is a Doro link, so this link will always open to this article. So I can put this into a lesson plan. I can send it to a student, a teacher, and they can open it, and it will always open to this. We've got a link for Google Classroom, so if I were logged in, I could drop that right into an assignment. And all full text articles have a read along. So this will highlight the words and read right along with them. Okay. Now, what does a image edition look like? Let me go next because I know we have the next article or result was an image edition. So here you can see is full image edition of today's newspaper, the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Okay. And again, the tools across the top. So I can search for more information because I do have the whole issue here. Information on this page. Again, the citation, the email function, the clip function. This is the biggie. Okay. If I were doing a project on this and I wanted to clip out this little caption, what that clip function allows me to do is actually clip this directly off of this, print it, download it, or save it to Google. Okay. So this is going to clip this directly off of this page. And now I can include this in my essay when I send it back to the teacher. And you can see how nice and clean that is. Okay. And includes the caption. All right. Again, the print function, the download, save to my folder, the Doro link to this page, the Google Classroom. And again, I can peruse the whole paper. So previous or next page, jump to a page this way, or I can use the thumbnails. So example is if I wanted to look at page 1 of the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, I can do so. There's 277 image edition newspapers loaded in this edition of Access World News. And you can see, so this is today's newspaper. It's available approximately 4 o'clock in the morning. So everybody can get to it. Okay. Very, very easy to use. There's 50 international image edition newspapers. Second way you can get to information are these suggested topics. As you can see, all the different subject areas are covered here. So if I wanted to get into politics and government, okay, and I wanted to look at something here, I can do so. So, you know, maybe some information around Putin. So I just simply click that and it creates a search for the student or user. This can be modified, but brings them to a good set of results now that they can then just modify and go accordingly. All of these suggested searches work the same, and they're there to help support what's being taught in the classroom. So education, for example, environment. And if you're looking for something and it's not here, you let us know what it is and we'll add it. Okay, because the idea is if it's something you need, maybe somebody else needs it too. That's our Access World News in a real fast, 10, 11-minute view. Real quickly, I just want to flash over to 2 other resources that are new to
just to interrupt, Matt, I'm sorry. And also we do have lesson plans in here as well. Those are updated every day. You'll get a new lesson plan, and also hot topics, which will have a link bringing you to all the current events, such as Russia and the Ukraine.
Yeah, there's over 5,000 lesson plans available. 2 of our newest products, Black Life in America. We built this resource to literally chronicle the full experience and impact of African Americans as recorded in the news media. This comes with a timeline that you can see highlights all the major errors in history, but from an African American experience. You'll note the different topics, and as you go through time, more and more topics will open up. And literally, this works just like the suggested searches, where if I wanted to search out Martin Luther King here, I can simply click, and that will give me a search on Martin Luther King. Okay. And my results look the same. This is a digital image of a historical document from 1962. And you can see that document. Now, just like Black Life in America, Hispanic Life in America was created to document the experience and impact of Hispanic Americans as recorded in the news media. And again, the key here is that timeline. Okay, so Zoot Suits through West Side Story. Okay, so if I wanted to get information on West Side Story because it's been remade, I could do so right here. Okay, and get into arts and entertainment and, you know, look at the different things that were there. Okay, so as you can see, very, very easy to get to information. Okay, Elan Gonzalez, right? That was the Cuban boy that was caught up in that Supreme Court, or I should say that court fight between does he belong in Cuba or should we keep him in the US? So as you can see, these databases were really designed to help really support and expand on history and the contributions made by Hispanic Americans and by African Americans. That really gives you a real good idea on the way these databases work. You can also search both of these databases and do keyword searching. Okay, but they are designed as add-ons to that Access World News and really help to enhance everything that's going on in the classroom. Okay, I'll stop there. And if there's any
We
brief
do have,
questions,
Matt, can you just show the way the historical timeline works too? Thank you. It'll just take a second.
the historical timeline. So this is the African American or the America's historical newspapers. This database, 448 historical newspapers from across the US. And here again, you've got a timeline, all the major eras in US history from 1690 to 2000. And then here's your government, military, social, cultural, discovery, and inventions. And all of these, again, are the same. So World War II, there's all the events that occurred during World War II. So very, very easy to use that timeline, which is really meant to support US history, science, the arts, and so on. Okay. Questions?
Thank you so much, Matt and Ari. If anyone has questions for our friends from NewsBank, please do feel free to drop something into the chat or the Q&A module. I had a quick question. You know, the Taco Tuesday sessions are geared towards all of our different types of member institutions. We serve public libraries, higher ed libraries, school K-12 libraries. I've seen a lot of interest in the various NewsBank modules, both in the K-12 and the academic libraries. Has that been your experience at NewsBank as well? And do you also have a lot of public libraries using your service?
Yes to all of that, actually. We are very heavily, this Access World News database is very, very heavily used in community colleges and universities. Public libraries subscribe to a number of our different databases, not just our current information, but many of the public libraries will also access our historical genealogy databases as well. So we do get quite a lot of cross-market use from these different areas.
Great. All right. Well, I don't see any questions coming in yet, but as always, if we get questions or feedback after the session, we will be sure to pass those things on to you for your opportunity to kind of answer those and get more information for our members.
Sounds great.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thank you, everyone. And any questions, just holler out at us.
Thank you. Thanks so much for joining us today.
All righty. Bye-bye.